talk about how I became an occupational therapist. A couple days ago, I got the sweetest message on my Insta from a high schooler who said that being an OT is her dream, and she wanted to know more about how I became one. So here's my story of how I became an occupational therapist. So I went to college thinking that I wanted to study medicine, and it's really funny looking back because during my first semester, I took general chemistry and I got a C. It was terrible. Chemistry was not for me. And then I continued taking the pre-med courses anyway, knowing that chemistry was not for me. But then during my sophomore year, I was diagnosed with lupus. And at that point, I had to take a semester off of school. So when I came back, I was like, what degree am I closest to so that I can graduate on time? I wanted to graduate. So I had taken a lot of public health courses because I loved public health. So I ended up majoring in kinesiology with a concentration in public health. And when I got to graduation, all of my friends were going to grad school. I had no plans. And thankfully, I fell into a fellowship at a facility that provides respite care for children diagnosed with intellectual disabilities. So I had a friend who had worked there. She came back to the school where we went together to advertise her fellowship program. And thankfully, it was a perfect fit for me. During college, I had done some caregiving on weekends and during the summer, so I already had some experience with this population, but I hadn't considered working full-time with them. But it was when I was providing respite at that facility that I really fell in love with that population. And at one point, I was talking to a mom who was telling me about her child's school occupational therapist, and I decided in my head, I want to be a school OT. At that point, because I hadn't taken all of the prerequisites while I was in college, because I didn't know what I wanted to do, I had to start taking some prerequisites at a local community college while I was working. I was actually working 3 jobs at this point. I was working full-time at the respite care facility, and then I had 2 part-time caregiving jobs where I'd work with families who had a child with a disability, and then I was taking my prerequisites on top of that at a community college. It was a ton of work, but it all worked out because I got accepted to the top occupational therapy program in my state, and I made it. Also want to point out for people who are interested in OT but don't want to go the graduate school route that certified occupational therapy assistant programs are a 2-year program, and they get to do a lot of the same cool stuff that we do as OTs.